Have you ever wondered why some people seem to be able to get in shape and stay in shape effortlessly, while there are other people who will complain for years and even decades about how hard it is for them to get in shape? Since the holidays are here, you probably run into family members or old friends who are always talking about how they're gonna start that new diet or start getting consistent at the gym. I mean, we all know somebody who is always talking about getting in shape. But then you have guys like my client Art, who achieved this transformation in 3 months while running a restaurant. Or David, who went from 30% body fat to 7% body fat while traveling 80% of the year. I propose to you that the reason people struggle to get in shape isn't because of a lack of motivation, but rather the motivation that they use. In this video, I'm going to share with you a way to motivate yourself so that you can start to transform easily and so that you never backslide again. If you're new here, my name is Jacob Beneventi. I'm the owner of Limitless Transformation Coaching, and we help 6- and 7-figure earners transform so that they look better, feel better, and lead better. And we do this through following a system called the Limitless Method, which is responsible for hundreds of life-altering transformations. Now, when I start with a new client, we start with one question. That question is, what do you want to achieve? You see, I don't go out of my way to try to inspire people who don't want to achieve excellence. People come to us who have big goals. One of my primary goals when I'm first getting to know somebody is helping them get clear on exactly what they want. Because if there is not clarity on your goals, it will be very unlikely that you'll achieve them. There was this guy who I knew, who I worked with, and he really struggled with weight. I mean, he was successful in his career, but his weight was like a roller coaster. He'd gain weight and then he'd lose weight and he'd gain weight and he'd lose weight. And I was fascinated. So I asked him a few questions. I was like, hey man, what causes you to lose weight? And it would typically be an external event, a vacation or a wedding anniversary, or maybe he had an event coming up at work where he was going to be speaking and he wanted to look his best on stage. So he used these external circumstances to motivate him to get in shape. The other thing that he would use is the pain of where he was at. So when he would get on the scale and he would see a certain weight, for him it was around the 250 mark, it would cause him to get into shape. That pain, he was like, I can't be 250, that's too heavy for me. So he would lose weight, and at his lowest he'd get down to 190 to 200 pounds. But when he would get there, he found that, even though he wasn't as lean as he wanted to be, he started really feeling better about himself. And when he did, he stopped doing all the necessary actions that got him there in the first place. So he would stop doing the work and he'd gain back the weight until he saw 230, 235 on the scale and said, oh my gosh, I've gained 40 pounds. I need to lose weight again. And this cycle repeated. You get the idea. He was on a roller coaster. But what caused him to lose weight in the first place was the pain of where he was currently at. We call this stick motivation. Okay, you have the carrot, the thing that pulls you forward, and you have the stick, which is pain, which is shame, which is guilt. Especially as we approach the new year, a lot of people will be using pain motivation to get them moving forward. I mean, think about it. A lot of people use the holidays to overeat, overdrink, and to not go to the gym, which leads to them waking up early in January feeling terrible about themselves. And when they wake up, they have all this guilt, shame, and lack of alignment. It motivates them to start something new, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because it gets them started. Now, the only problem with pain motivation, with stick motivation, is that when there's no longer that pain, typically there's no longer that motivation. Because what you did is you found out what you didn't want. For the man I just mentioned, he didn't like being north of 240. When he got close to 250, he did not like himself. But he never spent the time crafting that vision of exactly what he wanted. The carrot, the thing that would be pulling him forward into the future he really desired. After 10 years of coaching, it's become very clear that most people know what they don't want, but they're more intimately aware what they don't want than they are of what they do want. So square one and the step one in the Limitless Method is clear aim. I help my clients get crystal clear on exactly what they want, because what you'll find is the more clear you get on your goal, the more compelling your goal becomes, the easier it gets to do the work necessary to achieve it. If you keep waiting for pain to motivate you, it will get you going, but you will wait for that guilt, that shame, that pain, not liking yourself, feeling so far out of alignment to get the ball rolling that your progress arc will look like a roller coaster. One of the indicators that somebody's using that carrot to motivate them, their vision of the future, is that they just continue to progress, because their vision is so clear and so compelling They wake up every single day with energy because there's a job to be done. There's progress to be made. If you're just trying to get to a comfortable state, you can get there, but then you'll lose your motivation. So what's the remedy to being circumstantially motivated? Your goal, it should make you giddy. It should make you so excited to wake up every single day and pursue it. The vision that you have of the future should be so compelling, it draws you forward. If you keep using pain motivation, you'll wait for that pain to show up for you to get into action. And that's what most people do, and that's what keeps them stuck. But if you study successful people, if you study greatness, you'll find their progression arc typically looks like this, slow and steady. And every once in a while you'll see a spike, but typically what you don't see are those massive backslides. And those backslides are preventing you from making progress. If you think about the analogy from earlier, that man has lost hundreds of pounds in his life, but it would have been easier for him to lose the weight one time and to live at his dream body, because maintaining your dream body isn't that hard once you've achieved it. Another challenge that I've seen is that people try to make their goals politically correct. So if somebody wants to get in shape, they'll say, yeah, I just want to be healthy. Oh yeah? You want to be healthy for your family? That's not a bad thing. But wouldn't you be healthy for your family by now if that was really the strongest motivator for you? If deep inside you desire excellence, you want to be ripped, you want to be jacked, you want abs, don't suppress that desire. Become aware of it. If you keep the goals really cushy and polite, I just want to feel better. I just want to be healthy. It's like, who doesn't want to feel healthy? I found that when I get to the core of an individual's desires, they want excellence. And when they suppress their goals, they're doing it because they're afraid of how hard it's going to be to achieve their goal. But when you suppress the goal, you don't get it. So get clear on what you want. Get clear on the abs. Get clear on the veins that you want. Get clear on the body that you want. Get clear on the standard you want to live at. Because if you cannot get clear on it, you have nothing to pull you forward. I truly believe that every man and every woman has a desire to achieve excellence. You don't want to just be kind of fit and okay and mediocre. You want excellence. You want to know what you're truly capable of. And that's a really good thing. I believe that desire is a God-given desire so that we can continue to become our best every single day. I've been lucky to work with so many successful people. It's a true gift. It's part of the design in the business was that we work with leaders, people who are winning in life. And I always try to absorb as much as I can from them and the way that they view the world. I remember I was talking to one of my clients and I was sharing with him my business goals. And he's somebody who I was helping him out in fitness, but he was helping improve my mentality with business. And just by being around this person, he's breaking down walls of limitations in my mind. I shared with him a business goal that I had. And I'm like, I want to get to this level, but I don't need to get to this level. He was like, why? Why are you justifying your goal? And why are you suppressing your goal? I was like, yeah, I tell people to do the same thing in fitness. Like, don't suppress your goals, get clear on what they are. But what he told me is you have to get past what you need. You have to stop justifying your goals and you have to get beyond what you need and start focusing on what you want, because that creates the vision, which creates the energy of how you show up for your goal and for yourself every single day. And here's what I did. I started allowing myself to unapologetically aspire, to unapologetically set goals and dreams that motivate me. Because if you're trying to suppress your goal so that it sounds good for other people, I don't think that's a good recipe for success, do you? So figure out what excellence looks like for you. Name it, write it down, visualize it, read it every single day. And I can say this from experience, when you do that, those goals that you have for yourself, not only will you achieve them, but you will achieve them with less effort because you will be in alignment with your strongest self. I hope this video is helpful. You got the pain motivation, which is the stick, and you have the pleasure, the desire motivation, which is the carrot. It's your dream of your ideal future. And that is the one that will make your motivation and your results consistent.